Everyone, Dirge Designs here. Just stopping in to show off my haul from the All Monsters Attack convention I just attended in Chicago. It was a pretty fun con and the first con I've ever flown to go to. The last time I drove, which was a nightmare, which is why I flew. But I'm here to show off my haul, and let's start with we'll start with my GMK poster. So here's the GMK poster. I already had it pretty signed up with people, but on this All Monsters Attack trip, I added the director, Shusuke Kaneko. Well, that's him here. And then I added Mizuho Yoshida, who was the Godzilla, whom I've met before back in like 2016 or 2015. And I hadn't signed an 8x10, but once I started this poster, I knew I had to get his signature, so... And it just pops so good right there on his chest. So, I mean, this thing is... It's got 6 autographs on it. It's just looking so cool. I don't even know if there'll be any more people to add, but obviously I will when they come to a con. Next up is my Godzilla X Mechagodzilla poster. I originally bought this because Yumiko Shaku was going to be at G-Fest, and I couldn't make it out to that, so I bought the poster but didn't get it signed by her. However, I did get it signed at G-Fest last year. So since I started that, I had to add Tom Kitagawa, whom is always amazing. I've met many times. But it's not even folded out all the way, but I really like this poster. It's so cool. So hopefully she'll come back sometime. But either way, it's a neat poster to have. And here's my Gamera 3 poster. I had this signed at All Monsters Attack. The last one there was. I added Toshio Miike at G-Fest. And since the director was at All Monsters Attack, I obviously added him. So that's pretty cool. I mean, that just looks so good. So I'm glad to add the director to that. Then I got this pull-out poster from Monster Times magazine. I think this was from back in the 70s. This is a Valley of Gwangi little mini poster, and I love Valley of Gwangi, and this style is so cool. So I had to grab that. It's falling apart, it's old, but I'll throw it in a frame and it'll be good. Also met TJ Storm. And I'm sorry I forgot whose art print this is. I bought the art print there. A lot of his prints are pretty blurry. And I saw this art print and loved it, so I had him sign it. I thought he was going to pick a lighter. I asked for the light blue, and he used that blue, but it still pops. And then I met Kevin Clash, who, amongst many other things, was the Baby Sinclair in the Dinosaur Show, which I loved as a kid. So that was a trip. It was also weird hearing him talk to people as Elmo while I was walking around the con. But I had to add him because that show was a big deal back in the day when I was young. And that is the show poster they gave out when I redeemed my ticket, which is pretty neat. I actually liked it a lot. And here's the remainder of the haul. First, I guess we'll start off with this Imperial pterosaur of some sort. I collect vintage dinosaur toys, and I've actually never seen this one. I didn't know this existed, which is crazy because I own a ton. So I had to nab him, and he squeaks. So, I mean, come on. Can't go wrong with that. And then this right here is from the Otaku America table. I guess they're trying to do a venture where they make some little monsters, and this is a 3D print, a test print of some Giron type monster they're working on. And it was like super cheap, so I was like, even if it got damaged in my luggage, I could just glue it back together and it wouldn't be a big deal. But I figured I'd throw a custom paint job on it. And I think it's a neat looking design also. I love Otaku America's booth, and I wish I had more room in my luggage to buy a ton of stuff, but I figured this would be a cool little dude to put on the shelf. And then right here we have Creature Preacher's Crystal Palace Megalosaurus. I've always wanted a Crystal Palace dinosaur in my collection, but no one really makes a toy of one. And some companies say they do and then they don't. But Creature Preacher made one, so I had to nab it, and his tail came off, so he fit in my luggage. Also, I saw him working on this. I was going to buy a blank, but once I saw this all painted up already, I just grabbed it because it's such a cool paint job. It looks like it's made of stone, so I'm really happy with that. I love the Creature Preacher stuff. He does a lot of obscure dinosaurs and monsters, so I gotta support that. And then we have here a Tom Kitagawa signed Funko. I'm not really a Funko person. Obviously, I have some. That's, they sneak into everyone's collection. I had originally wanted a toy that I bought in Japan signed, but it wouldn't fit in my backpack. I actually have it here. The Final Wars Micro Man. I bought this in Japan, and I wanted to sign it because it's like a guy in a suit kind of thing. But it wouldn't fit in my backpack, and I was worried it was going to get scratched. So maybe next time if there's I bring more luggage or something, he can sign it. But the Funkos, you can fold the box down, so since this just came out, I figured I'd nab it, and I did purple for his purple spines. But it's pretty cool. And then last but not least is my Tom Kitagawa original art. I love original art, and Last All Monsters Attack, he sold out of all the stuff that he brought. He must have brought more because he had a ton of stuff, and I had to grab this. It's so cool. With the orange background, it's just so vibrant. And then you have the Kiryu hiding behind him with the red tears. I figured it was cool to have the Millennium Godzilla draw a Millennium Godzilla. So I just had to pick it up and add it to my Godzilla original art collection. So that's it for the All Monsters Attack haul. I believe they've already announced the show next year, so we'll have to see who they get. And maybe I'll see you guys there.